But in a twist of fate, Celes survives her fall. Turns out, she's pretty hard to kill. And where did that bird get that bandana? I guess there's a chance. Can't give up anymore. Gotta go look, see if we can find the rest of our friends. Maybe some of them survived. Ah, Cid. You must leave this island. Somewhere out there, your friends are waiting for you. There are stairs behind the stove. Down there you will find your road to freedom. So this is, in fact, what he was doing every time you were out fishing. Don't you feel heartless for letting him die? Not only did he spend a year nursing her back to health, he was also building her a raft out of dead driftwood, I guess? Not many trees on this island. And off she goes! Into the unknown once again, I guess. And fortunately, the entire world is not water. There is in fact land, not too far away from her little island. And she survives her journey. Barely. Once again, I would highly recommend equipping a couple things. Just in case death and blind hit you. Although I guess it's actually that with the incoming... Actually, you know, there might be something better than the... Originally I was thinking the sprint shoes with the auto haste would be very good, but I think the black belt with the counters might be better because she will always be the one that takes the hit right now. Something to think about. So because the Imperial Sword doesn't have any special effects, we could try the Blood Sword, which would give us the chance to drain HP. If there's undead enemies, though, that's pretty bad. I can give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? You know, you die pretty good. And let me make sure I've got... Yeah, okay, we've got the right things equipped. Let's save it, and again, be very careful. The first time I came here in Brave New World, I died on the first random encounter. No joke. So let's head to the town immediately. We got a little bit lucky there. Good. Welcome to Albrook! So, you may have seen a tower up there. Apparently, Kefka has made himself a fancy tower, and I guess he's up to no good, as always. Not like most of these will make much difference when you're on your own. Is there anything up here? These are kind of shops I may have missed an item in. Yeah, it's nice for them to remind you of that. Instant death, or death protection and stone protection and muddle protection are probably the top of my list. Well, that's pretty rude. Oh yeah, speaking of that, by the way, man, you are wrong. Adma weapon was totally a giant monster. And then when we killed him, he turned into a sword. Which, I guess I haven't really mentioned yet. We can equip that. It looks like it has a really high battle power. It has its very unique mechanic for how much damage it deals. And in Brave New World, it's also been nerfed a bit, and we'll need to charge it up. Which, there's a way to charge it up. So we'll talk about that later on. For now, it's probably not worth equipping. If you have a lot of HP, a high level, and your current HP is maxed, it's maybe not bad, but otherwise, right now, it's probably not worth it. It's also, I believe, defense ignoring, which is definitely useful, so if you're fighting very high defensive enemies, it's better. Much better. Oh, that's great. 8 legendary dragons escaped. And a 9th king dragon. That wasn't in the original game. Also, we're catching up very quickly to how far I've played ahead, so soon I'll be in completely blind Brave New World territory. Ah, yay, gold armor. Probably not worth it. Is anything gonna do water elemental damage? I don't know. I guess I've got the money. I'll buy one and see how it looks. So far, I've never been terribly impressed with heavy armor, but maybe it's time. So, the only difference between the Mithril Mail and this is it slows us down, gives us a little tiny bit of magic defense, and gives us half damage against water. Probably not worth the money I spent. You might remember this guy. Oh, of course. Well, we might, you know, if we can ever find Jadur again, we'll have to have a look at it. A map to some kind of treasure, that sounds interesting. Remember that for later. I love treasure maps. Looks like we still got a boat here. Probably not in service anymore, though, from the looks of it. Not too many boats are still running in the World of Ruin. An ultimate magical power sealed away by 8 dragons. Ha! Oh! Some big guy. Well, maybe that's where we'll have to head next. So if you do remember the geography of the original world, Albrook was the city on the southern edge of the southern continent, south of Vector. Vector is gone, but some of these other towns are still hanging around. So at least we can regenerate our MP now, without having to spend a ton of gold. In the original game, this was a good time to use sleeping bags, which were anywhere on the world map. You could use them to heal one character's HP MP to full, as well as the save points. And they're pretty cost effective at this point in the game, and if I remember correctly, a lot of enemies around here did not drop very many GP originally, so it was difficult to balance the budget if you're poor. Hard to buy these expensive things. Luckily, we've already got spares of everything they're buying, everything they're selling here. Already got that elixir. And unfortunately, the bar is not looking too hot. You may remember the bad old days when everyone was mad about the Imperial soldiers and all the waitresses were, well, not terribly impressed with these guys' behavior. But compared to the modern times, I guess they'll take it, right? Or they would take it if they had the choice. You'll never have Imperial soldiers getting drunk, causing a ruckus. This is, I believe, something unique to Brave New World. I don't remember this being much of a deal in the original game. Desert is very bad, as we've already learned, and even the grass is scary. Oh. Now, if you're playing the Game Boy Advance Final Fantasy VI, you might even run into Leviathan one day. I don't know if it's in Brave New World, but it was not in the original game. Well, I think that's it for Albrook. Not a great town. Did I check the weapon shop? I went to the weapon shop and I forgot to check the store. Yeah, they sell all the elemental stuff. Also, that's new. That's really expensive. That's interesting. There's some, assumedly, there should be some very strong undead dragons in the desert, and that might be a way to kill them. But I don't really want to fight them solo anyway, so let's go see if we can find a friend. I walked right into the grass, didn't I? Should have saved. Alright, let's see how tough Lunaris is. So this is why I equipped the black belt. I can use her actions to heal herself, which is probably what we're going to need to do 99% of the time. And I guess on the counterattacks, we'll hopefully kill them eventually, right? I feel like your evade percent is considerably more important. Look at that working for me. I feel like your evasion is much more useful than a little bit of physical defense. Like, lowering the damage output of the enemy by a few points or a few percentages seems to do so much less than plus 10 or 20 evade. I feel like she's strong enough to kill some wolves, at least. So at least we've got that for us. Stick to curing in between fights. And maybe healing up, because I know there's definitely some random encounters out here that can kill us if we're not lucky. So, they were talking about this tower earlier. That's Kefka's tower. You can't get into it. There's no entrance at ground level. We should be particularly strong against the bird. That did way too much damage. Holy smokes. But our offhand, yeah, pretty good against flyers. Unfortunately, this is pretty much a game over, I think. Unless you get some lucky dodges. Nope. So, you know, yeah. I don't mean to rag on Brave New World too much. The original game was pretty difficult here as well. But in Brave New World, it's very difficult to run away from combat. So I don't even bother trying most of the time. I think I can put her in the back row. It means I kill things slower. But there's that. Other than that, I don't know what else I can do to help. Like, I guess I don't need the amulet against most of these enemies. And I need to not die. So I don't know. I don't know how you're really supposed to... I don't think you're supposed to really fight much while you're on your own like this. But you're always going to get into like 1 or 2 random battles on the way up. Everyone's favorite mantis. I'll try some magic. I mean, she's got ice too and bolt too, so... I put her in the back row so she's taking less physical hits. She can't kill them with 1 ice too. That's not good at all. These things seem very accurate as well, so... I guess the last choice is, does she have warp or something, anything? Of course, there's no warp. So basically we probably die again. I'm trying to be fair this time and not just save state my way through here. Just to demonstrate whether or not this is a good balance or bad balance. Silence. Well, I mean, it could be worse. At least we got the HP steal there. Well, maybe we can win. I shouldn't give up this easily. Look at that. Now we're fine. 1 second, I think we're going to die for sure. Next second, we totally win. Oh, I guess silence wears off after battle. Shows how often we've been silenced. Anyway, we made it. No problem. Welcome to Zen. We're good. Don't mind me just re-equipping a couple things here. Black belt's good for sure, though. It is stone. I believe... I don't know for sure what happens in Brave New World. But we're about to get into a couple battles where, if I remember correctly, the enemies could turn you to stone. And that will be very useful. I think in my test playthrough, which again, I didn't get too much further than this, I'm pretty sure I had Celes at a considerably higher Esper level by now. So she had like closer to 1,000 HP, and this was a lot less dangerous. It's still tough, but... Oh, well that's nice. We should tell Strago. Of course. Well, we'll go explore the newly excavated Serpent's Trench later. Uh-oh. What happened? Everyone's freaking out. Light of Judgment? So that sound effect you heard... Oh, look, look. That sound effect you heard was the Light of Judgment, and it just demolished this house. Luckily, Sabin is here to hold the house up. Could just suplex the roof somewhere else, we'd be fine. Alright, timer! Everyone's favorite. You gotta go rescue a kid. Now, I don't know for sure if these enemies have the stone effect. They used to, though, in the original game, so... I think there were some enemies in here that were undead as well, which would mean the Drain Sword's about to kill us. I'm not 100% sure, though. When I ran through this in my test game, this was actually much easier than it was the first time. Like, I found this a lot easier than the vanilla Final Fantasy VI experience. Yoink! I think a couple of these chests were trapped originally, and they had really nasty enemy ambushes. And I think Brave New World removed those. So this is the fight that I'm most worried about. And I'm going to try a little bit of magic here. Yeah, that's not going to help. There we go. Good old Ice 2. Esper levels. Well, we don't really have time to play with those. Gotta go rescue this kid. After we get all the treasure. Oh, that was probably the ambush battle, I bet you. I bet you that was an ambush chest originally. Alright. Don't worry, kid. I'm coming to save you. Just gotta get all the treasure. I do remember mostly just using Ice 2 to zip through this area as fast as possible when I was playing before. Like I said, I think Celes had a lot more MP, though, for me, so... Oh, good. So I basically counter-kill everything, and then waste the Ice 2. It's cool. On the other hand, I shouldn't be stingy. I have, tinctures here. It's more about time wasting, honestly. We only have, 4 minutes left. The good news is we're almost done. Yoink! Don't worry, kid, I'm coming for you. I don't know why you're on top of that fireplace, but we're almost there. Oh no, mud crabs, don't pinch me. So I assume Seizure has some sort of status infliction. Maybe Confuse or something. It's probably worth it to bring all of your, as many status immunities as you can to this dungeon. Alright, kid. Get off that fireplace. Let me heal up a little bit here. Just let me pick up some more treasure on the way. But yeah, I mean, look at the timer. I've got so much spare time. We're doing just fine. I think auto haste would also be pretty useful here. Oh, come on. Silenced right before I try to cast a spell. Cheaters. Dirty, rotten cheaters. Black belt and status protection is the main trick, though, I guess. And, of course, having enough MP to heal up. Alright. Come on, escape. Do it for your friend outside. Sabin, that's his name. Ah. Thanks for holding that house up for 4 minutes. Looks like he's been training for the last year while Celes was sleeping. Apparently. He just laughs it off. That's one of my favorite lines as well. You think a minor thing like the end of the world was going to do me in? Sabin just suplexes the entire floating continent to get it out of the way. They might all still be alive. Pretty sure we owe Kefka one at this point. And thus, hope is restored to Celes for real this time. No more suicidal thoughts. Everyone say hello to Sabin again. He's still awesome, yeah! Claws! Hats! Gaia gear, why not? So I'm thinking we can rearrange some of the stuff a little bit. What's the best combo for Sabin here? I do like the counterattacks, but now that we've got two people to split it up, you get less effect because they're not going to be the one taking every attack. Auto regen is good, especially on someone with a lot of HP and a lot of stamina. I was always a fan of the Life Bell Sprint Shoe combo for him. So we'll go with that for now. He's got no Esper levels ready, but we should equip one or the other. I don't think 10 defense matters much. This gives him some status protection at least. And that means Celes should go... Now we could go full magic again now. Oh, then there's the power glove. Don't let me forget. I guess Sabin uses blitzes so often. You know what? Let's keep the back guard on. Pincer attacks are really bad with a small party. And that'll prevent those entirely. And then we can just go with, everyone regenerates? I don't know. Maybe. Gale Hairpin is also nice. Why not? We'll just let her cover. Basically, we'll get no back attacks or pincers, and we'll get preemptive strikes more often. Which is, it's a nice boost. There's a lot of good relics at this point. And this way, we don't have very many status protections. Oh, looking for friends. Head to the Serpent's Trench to find Nikia. Used to be you had to swim there, right? Take a boat. That's interesting. So you might remember this guy, the Magic Rock. We picked up Seraphim here for 3,000 Gs. If you didn't, you get it for nearly free here, if I remember correctly. But you should have picked it up earlier, you know, seriously. So yeah, it's nice that they sell amulets here. Clearly they're important against all these enemies that can stone you. And same thing with Spirit Rings. So those two, it might be smarter to keep equipped all the time. Hard to say. I'm gonna buy a spare one of those in case we run into something that does a lot of sleep. Unfortunately, you can't equip 3 relics at once to get, like, full status immunity. Yeah, lookout duty. Look out, a laser's coming! And yeah, that's pretty much it. You'd be there before you'd finish saying anything, right? Gaia gear, power armor. We've seen all these before. I think this might be the first time you can buy tiger masks. Not like it matters, we only have one person that can equip them. And we can buy all sorts of claws for Sabin. Probably the first time you can buy Hell Claws. So if you want to do maximum damage and only fire, now we can go double that. I do like to have 2 of each, just so that no matter what element, because like, it was difficult in the floating continent to do damage because a lot of enemies were either immune to fire or the Ocean Claw's Drain would kill them. So now we can go all fire or switch to both ocean, both poison, you know, something like that. Saw a mud crab the other day. I mean, I assume it's a Skyrim Oblivion reference. Elder Scrolls. We don't need any of this stuff. Probably Red Bull, not a terrible idea if you got some money to heal. But in my opinion, if you've got Celes or Terra, That's what their MP is for Cure and Cure 2. Oh, wait, Mobliz was destroyed? Well, that's terrible. Yeah, it sounds pretty rude, I gotta say. I think that's all the exploring for this town. So, for today's episode, we'll go a little bit longer, because I'd like to get a little bit more adventuring in here. So if you look at the map for a second, you'll realize that the whole world is really messed up. There should be another town to the west, but Albrook is no longer on this continent. So, or not Albrook, Miranda. We've been to, Albrook is south, Vector's been destroyed, all that's left is a tower, and Zen is up here, and then to the west is, well, nothing. There should be one thing over there, but there's not. And then to the east, where usually you'd have to cross an ocean, instead there's a snaky serpentine path that is perhaps the Serpent's Trench. And at the north end of that snaky, windy one is Nikia, as they told us. And at the other end, the eastern end, perhaps, is Mobliz, which used to be by the Veld. Alright, let's see how good these guys are against fire. Not very good. I'm so glad to have Sabin back on the team. I don't know, do these any magic? She's not going to kill it in one hit, so... I don't know what that's supposed to do. I've never seen it before. I'm amazed that Sabin didn't kill it. Alright. But now that we've got Sabin on the team, I feel like we are much more survivable for these battles. Alright. So, I'm just going to try to head up to Mobliz because it's closer than Nikia. And, I mean, we just heard that it was destroyed by the Ray of Kefka, or whatever he's calling it. Look at those little mesosaurs. You know what? I'm not even going to bother trying to put the command in myself. I'm terrible at those sorts of things. From now on, Fire Dance, I'll just cheese my way through it. I showed you guys how to set that up earlier, right? These fights are, I wouldn't say unfair, but if you could just Fire Dance every time, it will make them a lot easier. Also, it'd be great if Sabin learned a new blitz that did air elemental damage to the entire group. Normally, if you're playing the vanilla game, you would actually learn that pretty quickly. Usually right after I get around this area, I would learn that one, so... Evasion, man. I think it's Wind Slash or something like that. Anyway, in Brave New World, it might take a little bit longer to learn, unfortunately. Oh good, you get to use Air Blast. So I think at this point, as long as you don't hang out in the deserts, you're probably pretty safe. Maybe make sure you heal up and all that, but... These guys must be weak to fire. I guess I could equip the Flame Tongue with Celes. Ooh, critical hit. 2,800 damage. Sabin's getting some more Esper levels. That's good. Probably worth spending them. For him, I mean, you don't have a lot of options yet. Isn't there? Oh, we'll talk about that later. There's some more Espers we'll be able to get before too long, but for now I think this is all we can get. I still think probably the Vigor is the way I want to do it. The Stamina would make his Fire Dance stronger and his Aura Bolt. But by now we've already invested into his Vigor and HP considerably. And I am still doing his physical attack probably more often. But the HP doesn't make much difference anymore. If I had an option of just giving him +2 vigor, I would probably take that. So yeah, this is the Serpent Trench, everyone. Hope you enjoy. If you look at the section of land we're on as a whole, it kind of looks like a giant snake. Look at me. Fire dancing every time. Looks like even just with a level up with no stamina, it's doing enough damage to kill the mantis thing now. I don't know the exact formula, but I assume your level applies to the damage as well, not just your stamina stat. Hey, a forest! Let's go get killed in the forest, probably. Mesosaurs. Now, I think anything... I seem to remember back in Narsh's tutorial cave, tutorial town, I think they mentioned something about dinosaur-like enemies taking extra damage from ice in Brave New World, and I believe these guys would definitely count as dinosaur-like. But, you know, Fire Dance does just fine. Should probably just try ice on them. It might be a bit quicker. Then you don't have to worry about failing to input your blitz properly. Also, there's something I was going to do and then I forgot. Oh well. Whatever that was, I'm sure it'll come back to me. Let's just see if there's any interesting enemies here. Oh, just these guys again? Blind. So I guess the black belt effect that says never miss doesn't actually apply when you're blinded. I guess it's fair, but it kind of feels like a relic should override a simple status effect. But, oh well. Alright, well we'll leave the forest alone. Alright, let's try out... Oh, I know what I was thinking. I was going to do a float, because I think the Earth Slide is Earth Elemental, and we could float over top of it. So if you wanted to keep everyone a little bit safer from some of these guys, you could, from Landslide, I believe, you could probably keep everyone floated, and it would help prevent a little bit of damage, you know. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not a lot of experience for these fights. Now, does Sabin have that spell? Yeah, you can just use Sabin to keep everyone... Dang it! Multi-target it. Don't be foolish. Waste your don't waste your MP like Blue. Alright, well, Mobliz, no longer on the Veldt, and also not looking good. The dogs have taken over, apparently. Not abandoned, though. I mean, I thought they said that the Ray of Judgment killed everybody. Apparently there's at least one child here. Apparently there's many children here. We're not here to fight. We're just looking for survivors of the end of the world. Oh! Like maybe that one. Now, either Tara's been really busy lately, or that's an adopted title. Maybe Esper's reproduced quicker than I thought. Oh yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Wait, what? I thought we were getting the gang back together. Guys? Just for fun here, I'm gonna do a thing. It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. Dwayne and Katerin. Do you remember these two from Mobliz? They were the young lovers with the very, very corny lines. Yeah. There's some of that. Wait, Foon Baba? Who's that? Gotta stop him from using magic first. No, I just came here to take your mama away, actually. Apparently you can throw sand in his eyes. So does that mean that you could silence him and blind him? Because that would be kind of cool. Stop him from casting magic and blind him? Maybe she knows a couple tricks. Oh. So you took a year off and you forgot how to fight? I mean, that happens to the best of us. Right. How do you protect your children from a laser beam from basically space? Truth is, you you stand in front of it. Yeah, protect the kids. Stand in front of the laser death beam. Hopefully your parents were smarter than these parents. Because that's not the way to fight off giant laser beams from space. You should probably just all run away. Because now your kids are just going to starve and be eaten by wild dogs, probably. Not to... not to make fun of the dramatic moment. Well, if we defeat Kafka, then he won't be doing the Ray of Destruction anymore. Gotta think big picture. We could just kill Kafka, then you don't have to worry about... Well, I mean, you can come back. I mean, it's fine. You may recall that Terra was struggling to find something to love. And at the time, we all thought it meant, like, a boyfriend. But, I think kids seem to fill the role just fine. Well, you know, you can't force her. She's been forced to fight all of her life. I guess we'll just have to find other people to save the world. And just save the kids. Alright, sorry to bring the mood down, everybody. We'll be on our way. Wait, what? As soon as we leave. This guy's really heavy. You can tell because the earth shakes when he walks. Ancient Demon Foon Baba. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! This guy seems pretty strong. Well, that's 1,000. She doesn't have 1,000 HP, guys. There's no surviving that attack. I guess she said she can't really fight anymore. Our turn. Alright, you got this. Good thing we're floating, by the way. I just want to see. Is he still weak to poison? Nope. He used to be weak to poison. Thanks, Brave New Worlds. I don't know how much we're gonna have to do of this specifically. It would be nice if I had something like blind or see, like they said, throw sand in his eyes to blind him or stop him from casting magic. Well, I don't really have... Well, no, I have mute. Maybe we can do it. I don't know if it'll work, but poison definitely didn't work. It looks like it worked. Alright, we're good. Sucks to be Foon Baba. Time to get suplexed. I don't even care that magnitude's not considered magic. Get out of here, you punk. Got Sabin and Celes on the case. Alright. So mute did work. Right on. Actually, Sabin has a blitz that causes blind. I never even think of it. We're good here. Just give me a second. I still like the suplex to slow him down, but maybe we're good. Maybe we're good here. Even without the poison weakness. I always forget, but I believe Aurabolt has been buffed to cause blind. He just normally doesn't work on bosses or anything. So, just to double check, but let's see. Is this boss actually susceptible? Fire, oh, alright. Blind and muted. Well, and slowed. And he comes with autosave. So if I'd left, oddly enough, if I'd left the 2 Hell Claws on, Sabin would have actually done a lot better damage. My bad. I don't have any fire magic. Huh. Alright, well we're fine. If you're playing along, I guess now you know, in Brave New World, don't equip the Poison Claws. If you're playing the original game, equip the Poison Claws. My bad. I don't think you can change them in battle. It'd be really cool if you could re-equip mid-battle, but we're not allowed. So he just... Oh, you know what I also should have done is probably, pummeled him, because it would have caused sap, which would do some more damage. I think I've got all of my buffs on. Haste, regeneration, float. Yeah, we're pretty good. Alright. So the Flame Tongue and the Fire Hell Claws would be the way to go here. It looks like we got things under control. Thanks for playing, Funbaba. I don't think you can really even damage us anymore. But that should apply sap damage. Yeah, the only thing I messed up was I equipped the wrong claws. That's nothing. Suplex him into next week. So we can see if these do enough damage. I mean, it's probably better than her physical attack. Yeah, that's an improvement. Because he's got... Oh, he's gonna run away, the little baby! The little baby boss, he just ran away. Well, Tara, you need to step up your game. Yeah, you should be able to fight that guy off. He's pansy. Alright, well, I guess... But, like... He's the one that keeps attacking Mobliz. If we leave, we don't have to worry about him. You're the one that needs to worry about him. It's not my fault that Funbaba came to attack you guys. We saved your mama. Alright, well, that was that. Oh, thanks. Nice! So the Palador Esper. I think normally you have to get this later on in the World of Ruin. It takes a little while. That's the first time we've been able to see a multiple enemy status infliction type spell. It's pretty... I think it's pretty expensive, but there you go. And Vigor and Speed, that's cool. But who can even use Palador? Nobody we've got. I guess we should probably just keep going with Seraph for a little while. Get that HP MP a little bit higher for Celes. Alright. Well, if I'd had, I mean, to be honest, because he had Safe, I don't expect the double Hell Claw would have done a ton of damage. But it might have been interesting, especially if the fire effect, the fire spell triggered on attack. And the same thing, if you equipped the Flame Tongue, that might have worked out once in a while. Well, see you kids later. I tried to recruit them. Fought off one of their ancient demons. So yeah, this place definitely seen better days. There might be some more secrets here if we come back later, but for now, that's probably all we'll do. Just wanted to have a quick look around. One of these houses does have another room, technically, but I think it's probably blocked right now. You might remember this as the room where the soldier was recovering and we sent all those love letters off for him. He's probably quite dead by now. And these are not related to Interceptor, unfortunately. Alright, well, good talk, everyone. We met Tara, and she's not going to join us. So we're on our own. I'm not even sure if you can rest in there, actually. Again, the original game was designed so you could use tents and sleeping bags, so they don't give you a whole lot of inns at this point in the game, because you probably are supposed to have a bunch of spare healing type things. Brave New World, not so much, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed. Welcome to the world of Ruin. Lots of fun to be had with our new friend Sabin. Well, our old friend Sabin and Celes. See you next time as we travel to Nikia and see where we can get from there. We've got to find our way around the world and, you know, find all our old pals.